This is what I told, man. It's very powerful. What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video. So generally you don't see much of scooters in this channel, but when you're seeing one scooter, it'll be something elegant and faster. And we have the 2020 Ather 450. So I got the scooter for a few days, so I was just keeping it with me and trying it out, because I'll be soon getting an Ather 450X, which is more powerful than this. I really can't imagine how it would be, but yes, I'll be getting that. So before that, I just thought that let me try the 2020 version, because this version has a lot of updates with the version which I rode when this scooter got launched. So let's get into the things of the scooter. So first of all, I had to say that this looks way premium and way elegant, and it's a minimalistic design. You can see that, be the plastic or the color, not too much of either badging. You can just see it over here evidently, that's all, and that too, that green color and all, and you will see the green stripes on the tire as well as the part of chassis here. So it's very minimal. It looks very different. I haven't seen a Tesla yet, but I feel that this is the Tesla of scooters. So when we just look onto the design, first thing I liked about the scooter is like how the indicator is like. It's like way much integrated to the system. You don't feel that there is an indicator there unless it starts blinking. I'll show that to you. You see that? It looks way premium, and these are kind of DRLs, and the tire standards are like almost same that you see with all of the scooters. Comes with this conventional fork in the front and a monoshock in the rear. That's the green color monoshock. So the suspension is very plushy, I mean very much suitable for the city riding conditions where you have broken roads and all. And when you come to the rear, you can see the disc over here. So that's something very new, where you see a double disc on this kind of a scooter. I have to say that it's way powerful. If you are upgrading from a different scooter itself, you have to get used to this kind of a braking, because it's very sharp. So when it comes to the tail section, yeah, again you can see that Ather written over here, and the tail section is like absolutely beautiful. You see that? And when it comes to the dial, you have a big dash over here. So before that, you have the key over there and the charging socket here, and yeah, a utility hanger here. Yeah, so the highlight of this motorcycle is having riding modes. So you have three modes here, like the sport, the ride, and the eco. So eco is like you'll get more range. So this has 71% of charge, and it is showing 51 km in eco mode, 44 in ride, and 38 in sport. So this dash has everything. When I say everything, you don't see anything like this on a conventional scooter. That's the thing. So you have the odometer here, 2 trip meters, and the current ride. So it has every other information. You can pair it with your phone, and you can have the information here also. Here you can see the average speed also. So this is something which you generally see on super bikes and all. Yes, you can have the maps. So this has a GPS system. This has a SIM by itself. You can see that symbol here. So you can route it to any location. You don't have to buy a mobile holder and keep it there, and a lot many information. So the main update is like this has got this brightness control when compared to the previous version, and it has a dark mode also. These are things you need when you're using during night, so that's a good thing. So to walk you through all the switches, this is an engine kill switch. This is a mode selector. You can switch the mode using this button. This is the ignition, high beam, low beam, indicator and horn. Turn on the ignition. One press, it says motor on, that's all. This scooter is on actually. Yeah, it goes. So it has a park assist. So it has a reverse gear. So this is the reverse park assist. It's a forward park assist. Okay, it doesn't go beyond 5 km in the forward park assist. So that's a good feature. So I'll just swipe off the park assist. Let's go for the ride. These dogs always want to chase me, man. Generally they are behind loud exhaust, and this time I guess they are offended not having an exhaust. So the sport mode is like very powerful, and I have to say that if you're upgrading from a scooter, then definitely you have to take your own time in understanding and riding the scooter, because it's very powerful. It can go till a speed of 80 km per hour, but the speedo shows 89. I was doing it on the highway. You see that the acceleration is like mad. I'm pretty sure this can do a 0 to 80 any day better than the other scooters that you see in the market, and most probably I believe that it's much faster than other bikes also. So yesterday I was riding it in the city. Yeah, what happened is that I was in a signal like this, obviously. So I was waiting for my signal, and I saw a Duke 200. So I was obviously testing the scooter, so I really wanted to try the full power of this one. So I tried full throttle, and the Duke 200 guy got offended. But he's not a squid, okay? He was wearing a helmet, he was wearing jackets and gloves and all. But yeah, he gave me a good competition. This thing can give competition to big motorcycles. That's why I told this in sport mode is very powerful. I truly wonder how the 450X will be. So this is what I told. So not a big deal riding on the bad roads, and the seat is like very comfortable. Be it the pillion seat or the rider seat, it's very comfortable. And all the things which I see on this motorcycle, like these alloys or the grab rails or the stand, I don't think they are like regular alloys, cast iron or whatever they use generally on scooters. It feels like they are made out of something lighter material. The overall heaviness of the scooter is like very less, and it's very nimble. Wow. It's nice to take corners also. When I started riding this scooter, and when I say that it's very lighter, my problem was like I was thinking that this will be having less stability on high speeds. But surprisingly, whatever high speed this can take, the 89 on the dial that you see is like very comfortable. In a way, what I feel is that this is more a heavy-headed scooter. So generally I have seen that when you go top speeds on scooters, suspension just relax and the front end feels a little lighter, and that actually takes away a bit of attraction also. So on this one I couldn't see that. I feel that probably there is no engine behind and the battery sits right in the middle. So since I talked about the battery, let's talk about the ownership. So this scooter comes for 1,13,000 on road Bangalore. So I feel it to be a really good deal if you are considering to buy a scooter for yourself for more than 75k. So why I say 75k is because if you are buying a scooter for 75k and if you are planning to keep it for 5 years or more, then probably everything adds up to the value of this or more than that, because on this one you have to change the battery once in 5 years. So the rough estimate of the lifetime of the battery is around 5 to 7 years. 7 years is max. So you have to go for a replacement in the 5th year. When we look from that point of view, then probably going towards this kind of a scooter is good than going for a petrol vehicle, because maintenance is more, petrol cost is going high, and electric vehicles are the future. Because I really think that there will be one day where you turn on your petrol engine and you break the emission norms. I seriously feel that. So definitely the first segment to get replaced in the whole motorcycle market is like the scooters. Scooters will be the first one to get updated to this electric format, and I believe that you should consider an electric scooter if you are going for a commuter. And so the charging time on this scooter is somewhere between 5 hours to 5 hours 15 minutes. But what I say is that the charging time and everything is good when you're looking from the current electric scooter scenarios in India. What I feel is that this should have something like a replaceable battery, like where you can go and keep your battery there and keep it for charging, and you can take a fully charged battery. So I feel that is good, because so when you come to this kind of an electric scooter, you have to be a little more systematic in your life, which I am not. It's almost like charging your mobile daily. So one day you forget charging the scooter and you are in the parking lot and you get to know that only 5 kilometers left on the battery. So what will you do? You don't have any other option that waiting for the scooter to charge. I feel that there can be some setup for a replacement battery where you can walk into some showroom and replace it and then ride it off. I know that I'm being a lazy ass in saying this, but I'll say that necessity is not just the mother of invention. Laziness is also, because previously we used to hunt and eat. Now we have an option to go to hotels and have food, and some more lazy ass are ordering it online. So in that sense, yeah, laziness is also the mother of invention. So that's just a thought on this. Yeah, I forgot to talk about the brakes, man. The brakes are like super sharp, and if you ask me if I wanted to see some improvement on this motorcycle, then that will be having an ABS. Traffic conditions are like sometimes dangerous, and when you have this kind of a powerful scooter, I really have wanted to see an ABS on this. That will add a lot of value, because already you have 2 discs, so it's better to have ABS on this scooter. This is what I told, man. It's very powerful. So that's what I told. If you're someone who's going to buy a scooter worth 75k or 80k, consider buying this one. I believe on a longer run it will be less burden on your pocket as well as on the nature. So that's it. I hope this video is helpful for you, and as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.